Good afternoon. I really want to acknowledge the parents who are here. It's just beautiful to have the parents. My wife told me the other day, she goes, Reuben, parents aren't having kids like they used to before. So whenever you see a mom who's pregnant, acknowledge it. So at the school, there was a lady that came pregnant, and so I'm asking her, ¿cuántos meses tiene? Hace niño o niño, is it going to be a boy or girl? I go, because my wife told me, this is our future, right? This is our future. We can't have a school without kids.
Yeah.
But I do want to acknowledge the committee also. Ms. Renteria, Ms. Yee, Ms. Mayela Garcia, Ms. Kuhn, Ms. Ornelas. If you could please stand so we can see who you are. They worked for months. With the detail, please stand with me. Come on, let's see who you are. Mayela Garcia. Ms. Renteria, I know, was getting pictures. She put the PowerPoint together. I remember one day it was PD. You know how PD is sacred at a school. They're supposed to be there, sign in, participate. They go, Mr. Rios, can we leave early and skip PD because we have to go to the hotel and taste the menu? So I said, yes, you can go. We gotta try the menu. So the food was delicious. I started in 1986 as a teacher in kindergarten in Watts, California. This is in 1986. It's a hard area, but very rewarding. I was also the bilingual coordinator the following year. In 1986, this is pre-CELT. This is something called the Binal, B-I-N-L. And there was these huge posters, black and white, and you had to ask the students questions and get their bilingual inventory of their native language. 5 years later, I went to Miramonte Elementary, huge school with over 1,000 students. We had 101 elementary school teachers, huge school. And I was there as a third grade teacher. And then there was a little newsletter from LA Unified called The Spotlight. Remember that? It would come on Monday morning and you could read it, announcements. There was freebies, all trade, 18 packets of paper for a Duplo machine or different things like that. Well, there was a little ad that said, you want to teach in Japan? Apply to the JET program. So my wife and I went to the Japan program, and I was there for 1996 to 1996 to 1997. On Thanksgiving that year in Japan, it snowed. And the snow did not melt until Easter. Literally, there was 15 feet of snow. And the roads were just some places were tunnels. But I was at a high school, and my teaching experience as a kindergarten teacher, language, my experience as a third grade teacher, to make the lessons dynamic, because the Japanese students were very reluctant to talk. And it's very polite for the Japanese just to say, that's their way of talking sometimes. So we got to get them, excited and talk and laugh. And then I went back to Miramonte Elementary, and then something extraordinary happened. The mascot at my first principalship, we were the 107th Street School Eagles. So as the principal, I would motivate the students and say, you're Eagles, you're leaders, you are soaring high, you are visionaries, you can see the whole landscape. And I was there for 10 years, and Dr. Lugo, who I want to acknowledge who's here, she was my supervisor. And at that time we had something called API, the Academic Performance Index. And at that time it was a low performing school, and I challenged the kids. I go, if we go up 50 points on the API, I'll get a mohawk. I'll shave my head, I'll get the UTLA chair. May she rest in peace. The UTLA chair, and she shaved my head because we went up 68 points in front of the whole school, the assembly, And someone else came and spray painted it blue because we were the Eagles. Well, in 2003, I was assigned to go to Liberty Elementary in Southgate. So after being an Eagle and identifying as an Eagle, now we are the Lions. Roar, right? Brave, courageous, bold. I was there for 10 years. I'm really proud of Liberty Elementary because the teachers, we were getting inundated by charters around the campus, and we had to compete with charter schools. So we got to do something to attract new students, to keep the students that we have. So we decided that we were going to become STEAM certified. Science, technology, engineering, art, and technology. So it's a 2-year program. We had to do all these different events, do all these different professional developments. And then we had the district send their 3 representatives after the first 12 months, just to pace and see how we're doing. We had engineering nights, we had different art activities, art fairs, different things. And when we debriefed with the UTLA chair, the committee, and the representative from the district just blew us. I don't see why we can't certify you today. We've never certified the school in 1 year, so they certified us as a STEAM school in LA Unified just in 12 months. So I'm really proud of that. And that again is collaboration. It's teachers, parents, students, unified by a common goal. The following year, I'm lucky now to go to Griffin Elementary. However, that summer, before I started at Griffin Elementary in Laken Heights, I was already going to Genoa, Italy. Why am I going to Genoa, Italy? Because I became enamored with the idea of becoming a cognitive coach. Cognitive coaching is the way to prepare and help people to become self-directed leaders. So here I am in Genoa. I go to this ancient medieval city, and I see above the city gates, there's a griffin. So that's their mascot, right? Not mascot, that's their emblem or their city seal. So I come back, and Martha Correa is like, Mr. Rios, where are you going? You're not even here yet. You're going to be the newly assigned principal, and I'm going to Genoa. I go, I'm going there for cognitive coaching. I'm going to do that after I retire. I come back, and my first year at Griffin Elementary. And again, what is a griffin? It's the best characteristic of an eagle, right? A leader. You're not a follower. And it's the best characteristics of a lion. Strong, bold, courageous. And that's what I tell the kids at Griffin Avenue Elementary. You have the best. You're a hybrid. You're a mythological creature. Well, something happens my first year at Griffin Elementary. COVID. It's almost like the end of the world, right? Crisis, crisis, crisis. Zoom. Who the hell ever heard of Zoom? What is that, right? But we had teachers who had been teaching for dozens of years, didn't even know how to upload or download or preload or front load anything on the computer. And there was a younger generation of teachers who through Zoom had to teach other teachers how to do chat, how to do Zoom, how to do breakout rooms, how to upload and do Google Docs and what's that other one that I think Mayela Garcia is the expert in, whiteboard or dartboard or what's it called? The dark hole or something. It's all kinds of technological things. Soundboard. No, it's not soundboard. It's Jamboard, all kinds of. And we came through it. There's nothing really that can stop us. A person who's persevering to do what needs to be done. While at Griffin Elementary, and at Liberty Elementary, I had two assistant principals, wonderful assistant principals. And I knew they're gonna make it. I wanna acknowledge Catalina Chavez, who's now the principal at State Street. And there was a coordinator and an assistant principal at Liberty, Antonio Garcia. He was sitting right there. Now he's a principal at Fisher Elementary. Congratulations. And we have a wonderful assistant principal, Miss Hannah Elfarra. And she doesn't know it, but she's going to be a principal sooner than she thinks. Who knows where? There she is over there. And I also want to acknowledge two office managers. You know, the office managers are really the people that run the school. Maria Placencia is back there at Liberty Elementary, because she knows everything. She's like Spock. No, not Spock. Who's the Star Trek Enterprise? Not Spock. The commander. Who is it? What's his name? Kirk Picard, or whatever. And that's Maria. Everything goes through her. She knows what's going on. And we have Miss Amigo. Yvonne. So acknowledge them. They're here. And again, a principal really cannot run a school without the office manager. Teachers, you want to get paid? Make sure you're friends with the office manager. You want to get paid for those extra hours? Make sure you are friends with the office manager. And then at lunchtime and at recess this year, I was privileged to learn about soccer. Now, my son here, Santiago, is here. He was in elementary school, and they did not have a soccer coach. I knew nothing about soccer. So they said they needed a soccer, so I volunteered, and again, I did a horrible job. But they had fun, the kids had fun. But I learned a lot of soccer rules and I forgot what do you call it when they're too close to the soccer field goal to make a goal and other people offside and things like that. So the kids, and then at school, every single day, and Ms. Chavez would say, nope, the kids have to rotate. After their week, they have to go to the other area. But I said, no, I'm gonna keep them in the soccer field because at least they won't fight, they won't get in arguments, they'll play soccer. So they play soccer every single day. Last Friday was the last regular day of school, and they called it their World Cup. There was a team that always lost, but they were competitive and they would try again at recess and lunch. So at recess they would have the field goals like this. At lunchtime they would switch sides. And then they said, Mr. Rios, when you ref, we lose. But when you don't ref, we win. I go, no, you don't. Well, we tie. At least that's a win. So Friday was their quote, World Cup. And the losing team that historically won every day, they never won, they won. So they were just exhilarated and just living up, their win. But during the whole year, they would rival each other, and they would call each other names, and they would accidentally elbow each other on the way. And then I was talking to Mr. Guerrero, a fourth grade teacher, Friday afternoon, and then the two team members from the rival teams were actually hugging and holding each other like that. I go, wait a minute, I thought you guys were like rivals, like you guys hated each other. No, Mr. Rios, we're okay. We're good now. And to me, that is super encouraging because the world needs that kind of friendship. It's okay to compete. It's okay to have differences. It's okay to be rivalrous. But when it comes to life, we really need, and we really can see the reality and the benefit of just getting along, just having some peace. The teachers that were up here, they're amazing. And as a principal, I have to talk about the teachers. When I first got there, I had never been to a school where no one left. Everyone was there. And they were there as TAs, teacher assistants. And they were there as community members. They lived just a few blocks away. They literally run the school. They know what committee they're going to be on. They know what events are going to happen that year. They know who's going to be elected for this and that. So it's a very interesting community to be at a school that runs itself. Now, they make you think that you're in charge. They really do. So this year I had the privilege of working with Ms. DiBianco. She was the school site council chair, Madam President, right? But there's committee members. I remember the first year I was there, Ms. Esteves comes to my office and she says, I want to go over what we're going to do for the health fair. I go, health fair? And she brings out these charts and planes and these, diagram and of who's going to do what and where they're going to do that. So not only that, but then Ms. Duran, she's like the grant writer. She and Mr. Valadez are competitive for who can write the most grants for field trips, for buses, for speakers, for presenters. And then I hear from another teacher who comes in and says, oh, we do something called Marathon Kids. I go, what's that? So the kids are run the track every year. Sometimes they give them sticks as they accumulate the sticks around the track, and then they annotate that. And then they get a t-shirt, and then they get a medal for having run a marathon. All kids, kindergarten through 5th grade. And again, I want to just tell you 2 quick stories. I want to acknowledge my family who's here. Amalia, my daughter, my sister Corina, Sofia, my daughter, Pilar, my daughter, Santiago, my son, Adolfo, who's not here, he's in the army, and then my wife. The other day I told my wife, as I was reflecting, you've been at my side all these years. All these years. And you guys don't know, we've been there at Griffin or 107th or Liberty on Saturdays during spring break. In the summer, just to set this, print this, copy this, make this, organized. She also graded your papers and did your evaluations. But I also know that, I want to tell you 2 stories. I had a 2nd grade teacher at 107th Street School, and he said, Mr. Rios, I want to write a grant. I want to take the whole school. This is 1,000 kids to go see the Dodger night. I go, and I tell the teachers, I'm a yes man. Give me an idea and I'll say yes, we'll make it work. So we ordered the buses. We got over 1,000 tickets to take 107 Street kids, which was 1,100 kids to go to the Dodgers. We had to get chaperones, everything else. It was before risk management said that we had to get approval. So it's a Thursday night. We go to the Dodgers, and I'm having a heart attack because the kids are going to the bathroom on their own. No, you got to stay with your teacher. No, you got to go with the chaperone. No, you have to. How do you manage? Anyway, so we get the kids on the buses. They go home, and then what happens at 11:30? There's one child who's not picked up, a 2nd grader. And we're calling the school police. We're calling emergency. So it wasn't, and my mom is with me because we know about child abuse reporting. I'm not going to be in my car with a child by myself, even though she's in the back seat. So Molly and I are in the front seat, driving around downtown in Watts, knocking from house to house. The neighbors, do you know this child? Do you know the parents of them? No, oh yeah, the aunt lives over there. So we go to 1:30 a.m. Finally, we got the child home. And the parents, who knows what they were doing. So she's safe.
Oh my gosh.
And then my first year as a kindergarten teacher, this is the other story. We talk about field trips. I take them to the LA Zoo. I go, at that time it was half-day kindergarten, remember?
Yep.
So I go with Sherry Eklund, which you saw the pictures here. We go to the LA Zoo, and I have my group, I have my teacher assistants, and I have my parent volunteers You have these 10, that's when we had 32 kids.
Yeah.
You have these 10, you have these 10, you have these 10, I'll have these 10. We're going around and we're going to the exhibit where there's like a wall fence, giant tortoises over there, the grass. And then I go, oh, where's Deron? Deron is not with me. And then the kids say, look, there's Deron over there. And he was sitting on top of the giant tortoise. You know, we're not supposed to yell to the kids, and I yell as loudly. I go, I go, Deron, get over here. And he gets off the tortoise, comes over here, and I pull him up over the wall. I go, so those are, we have stories. And you can never imagine what kind of stories we have unless you talk to a teacher or you talk to an administrator. But again, thank you. It's a privilege to work at Griffin Avenue Elementary. It's an amazing staff, an amazing school community, and it's a privilege and an honor. I will say, goodbye tension, hello pension.